Media, Ponce. Esto es Batalla de Titanes, el podcast. Son los mejor parecidos y recios y se habla de Tennessee Titans. Nadie supera su podcast o cual de Rick Henry arrastrando las marcas. Van titanes mexicanos con el tucho blue elevando las gradas. Y es un tackle defensivo llamado Jay Simmons que parte tu cara. Fue por ahí de los 60, éramos petroleros de Houston los Oilers. Luego cambiaron el nombre pero no los hombres menos el renombre. Cuida tu línea, cuida tu marca, cuida tu espalda. Llega la barra, un mexa y exacta, Tennessee Titans. Vaya, papi.
Muy buenas noches, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos a Batalla de Titanes, el único podcast en español de los Tennessee Titans. Yo soy Armando Faril y hoy es un día muy especial porque tenemos un gran invitado, pero antes voy a darle la bienvenida a mis brothers, como ya.
¿Qué tal? Hay pequeñas fallas técnicas, hermano. ¿Qué pasó?
Una disculpa, me fui al quererle dar para ti, pero bueno, Javier Robles, ¿cómo estás? Una disculpa.
Muy bien, hermanito. Esto pasa en los programas en vivo.
Esto pasa en los programas en vivo, es la primera vez que pasa, de hecho.
Y luego con quién nos pasa.
Todo bien. Rix Valdés, bienvenido.
Hola, ¿cómo están, hermanitos? Muchas gracias por la invitación.
No, gracias por acompañarnos. Betito Telles, ¿cómo estás?
Saludos a todos.
Saludos,
Excelente.
mi Beto. Bueno, pues hoy tenemos un gran invitado. Nuestro querido, otra vez, de nueva cuenta, Nate Bain, Social Media Manager de los Tennessee Titans. Bienvenido. Welcome back, my friend. It's an honor to have you once again.
Oh, I love it. The intro, the podcast, you guys have come a long way. This is awesome. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And first of all, forgive our English. Mine especially, but we
will try our best.
We will try to say something and translate the comments of the people.
Y para todos los que nos escuchan, déjenos sus preguntas para Nate. Es un honor aquí tenerlo. First of all, Nate, you are a social media manager. What is the job of a social media manager?
So my job is to basically try to bring you guys as much content, as we call it, photography, videography, just behind the scenes of our team. Today was the first training camp of ours, and we saw Traylon Burks, the new rookie, making a phenomenal catch. You know, the team that I work with, you know, captured that and then sent it to me and posted it on social media. So my job is to get the fan close to the team as much as possible. You know, getting a video of Taylor Lewan talking about whatever he talks about, Derrick Henry training for the season, you know, all those things kind of come under my wing. So getting you guys as much content as possible.
Henry and his daughter, not Bain. His little
daughter. Yes,
very
sir.
Good video.
It was great. It was the first time I think
Derrick
had seen his daughter in a few days, and she was so happy to see him, and they ran on the field. So exactly, that was a great example of Derrick and his daughter.
It's a challenge for your job, the off season. I mean, the low volume of information and.
Yes, exactly. When the football season is not going on, we have to try to come up with things to talk about and to do, just like you guys do. So this time of year is very exciting when all the players come back into our facility. But yeah, we try to keep ourselves busy. But with the draft and free agency and a couple other things that we do. But yeah, I'm excited for football to be back.
So basically, you're in charge of the social media. Like, you post everything, you respond everything.
Yes, sir. Luckily, we've just hired two young ladies. Their names are Katie and Emily, and they just started last week. And so they're very talented and should hopefully help out. We have two photographers, Donald Page, who you might know, and then a guy named Cameron Faulkner. Those two guys are phenomenal too. And then we have a video team, Todd Gray, Troy Wisniewski, and then a whole host of others that help us behind the scenes. So there's probably a team of 10 or more employees that do all the things to help get you guys the content. But definitely the things that post when I hit send on a photograph of Derrick Henry and his daughter, that goes through me.
Nice.
So what's the difference between your like your job and a community manager?
They're very similar.
Basically the same. Okay.
They're very similar. Yes, I think you have to. Social media has to have an element of community manager involved, and so yeah, I think they're very very similar in that regard. I'm trying to think of any differences. No, I think they're both very similar. So basically, my job is to help present the message of our team, but also to help get you guys excited for things. I think an example I like to give is when we played in London in 2018. We had like a bar where we all met up. And it was interesting to see. We put the message out, hey, if you're a fan, come to this place to meet up. And we had, obviously, the famous Chili Pepper showed up, but we also had people from Ireland, United Kingdom, Germany, the Netherlands. They all came from all the European countries to this place just because of some of the things we put on social media. I've been talking to Armando before. I think it'd be great if we went to Mexico City one day.
We're looking forward for one post like that. Like,
I know,
if you're in
exactly.
Mexico City, come and join us.
So I'm hoping. So in that regard, we have a little bit of community management and gathering folks together to celebrate the Titans. So until then, we'll keep playing in Houston and Dallas. But one day, I'm hoping we come to Mexico City.
Yes, that's another question, because so many teams came to the city, and the Texans was here a few weeks ago. The Rams was here. The Dallas Cowboys was here. And Najee Harris announced a draft pick ¿cómo se llama? ¿Dónde estuvo?
¿Quién?
Najee Harris cuando anunció el...
Estuvo en un bar, pero no recuerdo el nombre.
No,
Like Guadalajara? I don't know.
No,
una parrillada, ¿no?
Sí. Najee Harris was here. When the Tennessee Titans or one player or you are going to here, visit us.
The cheerleaders, at least.
I know. Yes. So I think maybe me and you swapped messages about it. The NFL put the teams out in different countries that were assigned to them. And I think they could essentially bid on them and pay money to have the rights to market. That doesn't mean that we don't care about our fans in Canada, Mexico, whatever. But some teams got priority to market to your place, like put on parties there.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got basically outbid for some of those. But I think we should maybe try to do some, what do you call it? Guerrilla marketing, like come in and let you guys put on, maybe send you guys some gear. I think we talked about even that last year with COVID made it a little challenging. But I think some of these podcasts are good. So I can take back to my boss and say, they're fans in Mexico. They want us to come down there. They want to do things. We should do it. I think sometimes there's a disconnect, us not knowing sometimes how large the fan base actually is in Mexico. But things like social media help show the volume. I mean, one of my favorite posts on social media ever, I think maybe it was Armando, was the meetup you guys had for our playoff game, and we beat the Ravens, and everyone was dancing together and marching and cheering. And you're like, and I think our owner even showed me, said, is this happening in Mexico City? And I was like, yes. So that's very, very cool to see. And I think this shows the need for us to come down and do more outreach, particularly in Mexico.
And we need to thank you for that, because if you're not the person who saw that, Amy doesn't know about us.
Amy looks at social media more than you think. She's got some secret accounts.
Let me go back to your job. How did you get this amazing job? I mean, your path, maybe.
With the devil?
A little bit of schooling at the university that we have here. I worked for basketball for a while before I went to American football. And then my first job out of university was with the Rams. So I was in Los Angeles for a little bit and then just kind of worked my way up. And then I'm from Nashville originally. And when an opportunity opened up, I had worked, I think, hard enough in Los Angeles to get the Titans to look at me, kind of like a free agent, maybe. Like, we picked up who's a good fight, like a Bud Dupree or whoever in free agency. They were able to woo me over to Nashville with a new job. So a little bit of study, a little bit of experience, and it's kind of the right timing to come over. But the Titans have always been my favorite team since the club moved to Nashville in, 1997? 99 was the first year with the Titans.
Yes.
And so, it was a dream come true to come back and work in Nashville.
But what did you study?
So I studied
Oregon.
Sports in Oregon and Tennessee, the states in America. But I studied sport business. So essentially, of like a business degree, but an emphasis working in athletics.
Yeah, because this career, like the social media, it's kind of new, right?
Yes, sir. I think
10
10 years ago it didn't exist, so or was something that wasn't thought of, and now universities have entire degrees and programs for this. So I didn't really get a lot of training in it, but now they're young people that go to high school and through 4 to 6 years of university to become this. So it's kind of cool to see how the career has evolved.
Nate,
Vamos,
what is your
okay.
favorite team?
My favorite team in American football, it's Titans.
Yeah.
Not
He was a
in
fan
college,
before
He said that.
work with
Before the
them.
job, yeah.
yes. There's some people, not I won't call anybody out, but like had grew up with other teams in different cities, and then obviously the job brought them to the Titans. But for me, it was always Titans fan. I'll share with you. I'm trying to think if I have anything around me. I've got photos of me as a little kid getting Steve McNair's autograph. I was like, yes, I was a fan just like you guys were, sitting in the stands, watching on TV, trying to get autographs at training camp. I was a Titans fan first, and always have been.
Vamos con
But
algunos comments.
First of all,
Sí,
we're
sí, sí.
forgetting something.
Yeah.
It was his birthday, so happy birthday.
A week ago was your birthday, so happy birthday,
And
Nate.
I think you guys posted on social media about me. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Our birthday is the same day, mate.
What, me and you?
Yeah, it's the same day.
Yes.
Y no nos acordamos de tu cumpleaños.
Nobody congratulate me.
No.
We forgot.
Congratulate you. That's the important
We
thing.
will share in the congratulations. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sorry, Javier. Sorry.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Javier.
Choose.
Vamos con algunos comentarios de la racita. Mi querido Guillermo Morales, saludos a todos. Soy Lersop. Saludos, mi querido Memito. José Luis Corona Gutiérrez, hey, Titans, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás, José Luis? Alfredo Salazar, ya llegué. Saludos, Tyranop. Saludos, querido.
Saludos.
Y aquí nos dice, ¿hay alguna ventana sobre la llegada de un wide receiver a corto plazo? Bueno, esta es una pregunta para Nate. If there's a window about an incoming wide receiver for the team?
For new guys, obviously the entire wide receiver corps is way different, right? We have Robert Woods, we have Traylon Burks, who's drafted. I'm probably and we have Westbrook Akine, who has been on our team, but still a young guy. I'm probably most excited for Kyle Phillips. He is a rookie from UCLA, number 18.
UCLA Bruins.
I think he's going to be. If you remember Adam Humphries for us a couple years ago, had some really good games before he got concussion. Yeah. I'm hoping that Kyle Phillips can do similar things, play in the slot, get first downs. Sorry.
And a slot receiver, no?
Yes, slot receiver. So I'm excited for him.
Very similar, Kyle Phillips to Hunter Renfrow.
Yes,
the wide receiver of Las Vegas Raiders. Same size, same speed, same numbers in college. Great wide receivers. Great
and
hands.
knows how to get open in little spaces. But even the bigger names like Traylon Burks, the first round pick we had, everyone talked about his asthma and his weight. But he showed up to camp today in great shape and made a great catch.
What a great catch!
Yeah.
So I think, and he has huge hands, so we're excited for him too. But there's some sneak. I always like to look at the guys further down the depth chart and get excited about some of them. But we also have a lot of player or receivers that are way further down the depth chart that may be fighting for that one roster spot. Grayson McMath, Josh Malone. There's a couple guys that have been around for a little bit that would be interested to see who makes that final roster spot.
Josh is from Tennessee Volunteers.
Yes, sir.
Great receiver. Yeah.
Yes, sir. He had a good career in college. Sorry, what were you saying?
The question, I think the question was about if there's a chance to
sign another one.
Somebody in the free
agency. Sorry.
But I think that is not very exactly for you, that question, no? Maybe.
No. You never know, but I think that they're excited. The John Robinson and Mike Vrabel are excited about the guys that we just talked about. You never say never, but I don't think they're going to bring anybody else in like we did in previous years. I think they're excited to get a little bit younger at the receiving position and see if those guys can play into a role versus bringing in a veteran. But you never know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
José Luis Corona Gutiérrez, ¿usarán el uniforme retro y cuándo? He asked about the Houston Oilers retro uniform. Are okay.
Very
Well, we had Jim Wyatt months ago, and he told us that next year is going to be the
Yes.
Yeah.
So you could break some news, especially if Jim already told you. But
yeah.
the plans are for 2023, so next year.
Yeah.
I won't tell you which ones they're going to be, but you will see some Houston Oiler throwback uniforms released
Wow.
here. At least that's the plan. And our Amy and John and Mike and some others are working with Nike to get the helmet right, get the uniform right, get the merchandise right. And you've seen a lot of teams with the Patriots. You have a lot. The Bears put an all orange helmet, so a lot of teams have started to come out with it this year. But I'm excited. I think it's going to be worth the wait to get to next year, and I think we're going to have probably the best throwbacks than all the other NFL teams. I think.
Pues raza, ya lo escucharon aquí. Antes que nadie, el próximo año tendremos el uniforme de los Houston Oilers. No sabemos cuál ni qué versión, pero aquí estará. Y ya están colaborando.
White helmet
related with the media. Something like a lounge or a party to present the throwback uniforms.
So that's another reason I think we waited a little bit to get all those ideas together. No plans yet, but I think we'll certainly have like social media, videos, photos. If you have any ideas, we've been trying to talking about how you would want to release them. Maybe bring Warren Moon back or Earl Campbell to help. I think
something like that.
The Giants brought in Lawrence Taylor, I think. But yeah, we also should do a party. Not a bad idea to go to Houston or Mexico.
And it could be great.
You should.
So hey, we haven't decided that yet. So
Enrique Sanford said, "I only want a greeting to Panama for me." Wait, we have so many people in Latin America here watching us. So
it's not just Mexico. You're right. Correct.
No. Yes.
Yep.
Argentina.
Saludos,
Bolivia.
Enrique. Alex Avalos said, "Can you tell us anything about the new stadium? It's a lot of rumors that it may get delayed if it happens because our current lease with Nissan."
So I've only know a little bit about it, but I think the goal, I think it's been public, is 2026. So that's what, 4 years from now?
4 years.
That's obviously a very aggressive timeline to get a stadium built, but I think the Raiders have done it, and the Rams were on pace to do it until they had some building issues. So I think the stadium, there's still some funding that has to be approved. But I think their goal is to try to get that 2026 mark. But who knows? Like sometimes weather plays a part when you're building a stadium. But I don't know if the current lease has any issue. I could be wrong, but I do think they're trying to get 2026. So that's exciting that we could have a stadium as early as 4 to 5 years. And then the Super Bowl you would think would come after that.
Yes.
So there could be some fun times ahead in Nashville and hopefully for the Titans too.
Muchas gracias por su pregunta. Están buenísimas las preguntas, de verdad están. Aquí Nate las va a responder todas. Mi querida Hortensia Islas Burgos. Hola amigos, saludos. Well, Hortensia is a Jags fan, but we love everybody. And we all are friends from each other. José Gisto, hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Alex Avalos, talking about autographs, do they have a set on training camp for players to sign autographs? Alex lives there.
Yes.
So he's Mexican, but lives there.
I love it.
Te mando un abrazo, mi querido Alex.
It's as they're coming out of COVID, they're making some changes, and the Titans have a new practice facility. So not only are they looking to build a new stadium, but they built a new practice facility, and that has limited the amount of area the fans can stand. So I think, and they're doing some community service things. They're inviting like firefighters and policemen to things. So they're only having 2 practice days that fans can attend, and you have to sign up, I think via email or website. So hopefully Alex received an email about that. But I think there's only 2 practices you can come and get autographs and do those things. I think one of them may be this Saturday, and I think one of them is further away, and I'm sorry I forgot. But yeah, it's not the normal that we're used to from 2018, 2019. It's a little different this year. But stay tuned and look on our website for more information.
Okay.
Thank you, Nate.
Pueden hacer sus preguntas en español y nosotros le decimos a Nate, no se preocupen.
Sí, háganlas. El chiste es que las hagan. Aquí preguntan, why Batalla de Titanes is not the official Spanish podcast of Titans? Millions of people are asking this. We are not?
Why not? That's the question.
I think
I think Javier Robles is a very smart person. Why not?
we need to figure that out. What would it take? Would Titans just need to acknowledge that this is the one? Are there others? Are there competitors? This is number one.
It's
We are the
one
only
in
Spanish.
Yeah.
The only Spanish podcast.
Or it's cool that I think you've done such a
Latin
great
America.
job that you have Jaguar fans listening and you have other NFL team fans that are friends of yours because you do such a good job.
Even
So-
Texans.
Armando, let's talk about that offline and see if we can make you the official Spanish podcast of the
Let's
Titans.
make it. Let's make it,
I
Nate.
like this.
Make it happen.
Luis, sí,
Bill,
es a Bill fan. We have
Bill
so
fan,
many.
yeah.
Un abrazo, mi querido Luis. ¿Alguna otra pregunta que tengan para mi querido Nate?
I don't know.
What's
Like,
your favorite player, Nate,
ooh, good
of all times?
of all time?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I know the answer.
You know what?
He tell us.
Totally,
Is
it may change. I really like. I'm trying to think old now or older. I love Keith Bullock. If you remember him,
Yeah.
53.
Yeah.
When I was
53.
growing up, he was my favorite as a teenager. Now Taylor Lewan is great. I tell you, Jeffrey Simmons is gone up my chart.
Yeah.
After that playoff performance, he's good, and I like his intensity when he gets the sack and the celebrations that he has. So those guys are some of my favorites.
We love Luan.
Yeah,
Totally. We love him so much. And
we need to get you guys on Busting with the Boys, and then have a nice collaboration of the Bus and Spanish podcast.
it's going to be
Yeah.
awesome. Let's make it.
Please make it.
I'm fan.
Or at least have
Make
Will
it
Bus
real.
on
I love
it.
that.
¿Alguna otra pregunta para mi Nate?
I mean, like talking about social media, like I have like, okay, I'm not like officially part of this podcast. I'm like invited.
No, you are.
I need
Yeah,
to make
you are.
Titan here. But I have my own like Twitter account. I talk about fantasy football, NFL. Beto is part of it as well. But I think for the fans, it's important to get a follow from us.
Oh yes. Is this?
I mean,
this is your account?
and we are like a little account, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes they are happy, like, oh, he's following me, or the big guys like who talks about fantasy football, like, oh, he start following me. It's like a reward,
Yes.
I guess. So how do you determine like who to follow with your own account or the Titans account, or which picture you like, or I don't know what's the process? Because I mean, one day I remember, like, I think was the first game of last season, the Titans like a photo of me, like on Twitter. I'm more like a Twitter user.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my god, this is amazing. The Titans won. I got a like, so it's
I know that feeling, my bro. I know that.
Then he
feeling.
was blocked, but in that day he was very happy. No, no, it's a joke. No.
so it's like something. It's huge. It's a big deal.
That's a very good question. If we get more than I thought we would when I first started the job, especially if we win, the mentions are they just go. But anything that catches my eye, like I said, when Armando has posted
That's cool.
videos and photos of the people celebrating down in, where he watches the game, I go, oh, that's interesting. I just followed you back though, so we'll get some more stuff. I need to make sure I follow all of you.
You follow me about the scroll I had for the Dia de Muertos, Day of the Dead, and that was the day you made my life complete.
I still have that photo saved. Yes, but no, I like to try to do. It's hard to do everyone, but I like to try to follow and interact as with me as possible, because you asked earlier about the community manager. Same thing. It makes people feel good. It promotes people to share more things. And it's just fun. It's fun to meet people from all over the world who share our fandom of the NFL.
Yeah, because I remember the day you start following me, I was like, oh, so he.
Maybe not as cool when you know that it's me doing it, but it's still fun when the Titans interact. Yes.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Síganos dejando sus preguntas para Nate
I
Bain.
have a question for Nate.
Ok, me espero con esta.
Are there
Adelante.
any restrictions for players to participate in programs like this or to follow a account or something like that? Because I sometimes I have wrote to some players to participate with us or something like that, and every message has been seen. So, is there any restriction or something?
Not necessarily. Sometimes when they're like, did you guys see Taylor Lewan posted on Twitter? He's like, I'm going to stop using social media for the season. So some of them do that. They don't announce it as much sometimes. And then we have a public relations department that kind of fields those requests. And so, yeah, to some degree, the coaching staff says, don't do an interview unless the PR team approves. And so they'll see it, but they know, hey, we can't do this during the season. But it's still worth trying. Like Will Compton sometimes will pop on some. But usually, like the big ones, and like sometimes even like Derrick Henry will get paid to go do interviews because he's such a big star and has to do requests. So it just varies, but sometimes it usually has to go through the team PR department. I think Armando, you talked to Kim Smith before. Remember Kim Smith?
Yes, claro.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like she runs our PR department, so she would field requests like
We
this.
want Kim here to join us.
Yep.
But she's an important person.
She is very
and
important.
the schedule so close.
We'll work on getting her first, and then you can work. Yes, Kim, for the listeners, Kim Smith, she runs our PR department. She does all of the interviews, like you mentioned, and is a very busy woman, but very, very good at her job.
Okay.
Yes.
José Gisto said, ¿qué se sabe de tener un juego en México? All right. The question of every year, what about the Titans game in Mexico?
I know I personally want it. I think we've even talked about maybe to try to help that along. We come down and see you and do some videos on your man cave and all these other things, and hopefully show that there's a lot of fandom there. I think that's the thing that I can control is hopefully we share and I come on the show more and we post more about the official Spanish podcast and some of those things to show the NFL that we have a lot of fans there. But I hope that we come there soon because I think a lot of people will be surprised at how many Titan fans will show up for that game.
Yes. Are you still in the Titans facility?
No, I just left. I had to move away for a second, but that looks like it, right? With all the lights.
Alex Savalos asks that it will be awesome, Batalla and the Bossing with the Boys.
Let's
do it.
I'll send Will Compton a photo afterwards and say, you need to talk to these guys.
Please,
Will and Taylor.
Yeah, at least to get like some words for the intro. Like, I don't know, Taylor Lewan saying hi, like, oh, you're listening to the Titans podcast, or I don't know if you know the Fantasy Footballers podcast.
Yeah, yes.
They have some intros with Darren Waller, Eckler, I guess. Like,
so they're like, hey, you're listening to
Yeah, you're listening Batalla de Titanes, right? It's just like the intro or something.
Hey, Armando, I'll try to make a note of that. Send me a message after this, and let's try to get some players to do some reads for you. So when you do your intro, it'll be whoever.
We're gonna love you more than we do.
Oh my goodness, that could be a dream for us.
I mean, I can try to go ask Taylor to see if he has time to do that. That could be fun if Taylor Lewan does that or somebody. I don't know.
Or Derrick Henry.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
Great question. Yes.
Aquí dice, no sé inglés, ¿quién traduce? Todos traducimos.
Tú manda el mensaje, José Luis, y acá le decimos a Nate.
More than a question is a repetition.
Yes.
A request.
Yes.
This is your 6th year, right, Nate, in the organization?
6th year at the Titans and 9th in the NFL before I was with the Rams. Yes.
What have changed since your year 1?
Oh man. Well, it's been very cool to see. I like holistically the whole thing because Amy Adams Strunk took over in 16, I think, and John Robinson did too. And I mean, we have a brand new building now. We're talking about a new stadium. I started out. I was the only social media person. We had Ashley Farrell, who is our video person, who's great. We had Jeff Harding, who was there. We basically had like a team of 5 or 6 people, and now we have a team of like 20 as far as creating content. So it's been very cool to see our owner put a lot of money into the product when she probably didn't have to help us grow. So that's probably the biggest change is seeing a new building, new staff, all these other things. Plus, it's been cool to see. I mean, we've had new uniforms, but it's also been cool to see the team win. And then, for me, personally, the coolest thing is to connect the fan base. Again, the community thing you talked about is when I started with the Titans, I didn't know about this podcast. I didn't know about you guys. I didn't know about Chili Pepper. I didn't know about anybody over in London. It's been cool to see how this fan base is way bigger than just Nashville, Tennessee. So those are some of the things that I think are the coolest changes in 6 years.
Wow.
And I think it's cool too. Like our fans now know of you guys. Like, I mean, like was it 2018? You came to the game and sat on the front row, and
2018 was my first game. Yes.
And we had an interception, and he jumped into the
Yeah.
and with my flag.
Yes. And pointing at the photo and goes, I know
Wayne
that.
Cronshack.
Dave Cruikshank. We're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss him so much. Alex Ábalos dice, Armando, si quieres me sacrifico y voy representando a Batalla. Necesitamos un corresponsal en Nashville. We need a corresponsal in Nashville, and
that's it. Yes.
You're gonna be the guy, Alex. Sigan dejando sus preguntas, gracias. Están buenísimas sus preguntas. ¿Alguien más le quiere preguntar algo a Nate?
Oh, I need to get with Alex because we might be able to do some videos with him and show that there's some I don't know, correspondent there in Nashville. I like that.
Yes. Ya lo sabes, Alex.
Ya viste, Alex. Muy bien.
Again, when the Titans come to Mexico, lo acaban de decir, mi querido José Luis.
A lo mejor no escuchó la respuesta, ¿no?
No, he's asking about himself. When you come to Mexico, yeah.
Oh, so
not the team.
To be honest, I've been trying. We've been trying. It's a little bit expensive and a little bit different, but we're trying to build together a list of things we could do. And then maybe again, you can help me with this, Armando. But we want to fly down there and interview. We've done it with. We did last year. We did like a what do we call it, super fan video. We've done it, and we highlight different fans. If we can get enough fans that are down there, or at least within a driving distance, we could then fly down and do 6-7 videos on all. Like we would come to your house and show your look at all the stuff you have on your wall and your tattoos and show why you're a fan. If we can get enough of those, I would hopefully get our video team to come down there and do some features. Because again, Chili Pepper says, when are you going to come to Chihuahua and come to the ranch? So
no, it's more easy in the city. So you Beto is going to. You need to come here. So we are 3 now here, and we live close each other. So
okay, and
it's gonna be easy.
Where is the bar that you watch the games? Is that still is that nearby?
Yes. Still. Yep.
So
yes.
So you come and tacos are on us.
Oh yes. That's not bad.
Tequila.
Alex Ábalos, hello, yeah. You hook me up. Ya lo sabes, Alex. ¿Qué más, hermanos?
Yeah, let's think. You got me. This is good. More than just a talk, it's got me thinking of ideas. So we'll work on something because maybe in the NFL if we can't get down there, we can at least do one. So anyway, I'm going on a side topic, but I want to come down to Mexico. Maybe I'll just come for vacation. We'll see.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Nate, what is the biggest challenge in the pandemic 2 years ago, 1 year ago, and what is the challenge again to do in that season for you in the social media?
Yeah, we couldn't like today. I was able to talk to Derrick Henry for a video. We couldn't get close to them. We had to stay away. During the game, we're usually on the field. We had to stay in the stands, so it was just very weird. Like we were almost just like a fan. We couldn't talk to the players. We couldn't get near them, so we had to get creative with how we did stuff. I mean, like you, all of this Zoom and these podcasts kind of really became more popular with the pandemic, and so that's what we had to do. We had to get creative with how we created content because we weren't able to talk to players. We weren't able to do the same things we were used to doing, and it was kind of fun because it was very. You said like it was challenging to come up with new ideas that we weren't used to. So that was kind of the biggest thing during the pandemic.
Okay.
I mean, you guys too. You guys. I mean, it kind of was nice from a social perspective because you're sitting at home. You're like on social media, like what's going on. We kind of come up with ideas. So.
Okay. ¿Qué más? ¿Alguien quiere decirle algo?
is anything different between be a social manager from for Titans or maybe for another more popular team?
Yes. I like it though, because like the Dallas Cowboys, they have a very large fan base,
Yeah,
and so like any kind of things they post, not everything, but they they have bigger numbers and they have just more resources to do things with.
yeah,
And again, Amy is helping us catch up to that. But yeah, we have a smaller fan base, but I like that because I get to know you guys better, and then I think quality. You ever see quality versus quantity? Like
yeah,
Yeah.
we have better quality in our fan base than we have numbers. So this podcast is great. We may not have 50,000, or like I'm sure the Cowboys have like 50 different podcasts. We have one really good one, and so I think that's fun for me. Is I get to know everyone much better at this level versus a team that has a lot bigger following. So pros and cons. Like the pro with the Dallas Cowboys is I think have they played in Mexico. It's been a while, I guess, but um,
yeah.
yeah. So I think that's probably the biggest difference. But it's a positive is that we have a better quality. We might not have as many fans, but we have better ones.
Nate, talking about last season, it was hurt. I was hurt. Everybody was hurt because we think that was our season. We think it was our chance to get in the Super Bowl. Do you think we have the same chances than last year?
Yeah, I got to think so. The hope is there. But now I was with you when that game was over with. I remember I had all of the people that I mentioned, all my coworkers that came to my house. We all drank beer. We turned the TV off, and I didn't watch football for I think I turned the Chiefs and Bills game on, but I was still very upset. And then
Yes.
I remember seeing the Bengals beat the Chiefs, and I was just like, oh, it was
Yeah.
very bad. So
That's
I
the
was right
Bills.
there with you. I think a lot of people were. I think John Robinson was asked, our general manager, at the combine about it, and he started to cry. If you saw that video,
Yeah.
so we
Yes.
definitely were right there with you. But yes, I think from that bringing up the crying thing, he was even more motivated to get back there and do better. Ryan Tannehill the same way. Like Ryan's talked about how upset he was and how he had to go to therapy because it still weighs on him. So I think you're going to see a more motivated Ryan Tannehill this year, especially
Yeah.
to come out and play better and do better and go further than last year. So it was tough, but yes, I think to answer your question, I think we can this year. It's a different team, but I think our defense is very, very good,
Yes.
even better than last year. So I think that will help us. Like Caleb Farley will be healthy. We're excited to see what he does. So I think we'll be very, very good. And I think the defense will carry us this year. But I'm excited to see what Ryan and Derrick Henry do.
Defenses win championships.
Exactly.
Is Ryan Tannehill
Defense are elite.
mentally ready? Do you think
Yes.
that Ryan Tannehill is mentally ready now? Because he commented that he had to go to therapy and something like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think he's definitely preparing. We'll find out when we start playing. But yes, they drafted a quarterback, which sometimes other teams' quarterbacks don't like that. I think also he ended his season poorly, but he came back. He did a football camp 2 days ago before camp started with the children of our community, and he seemed happy, refreshed, and very, very focused. And he even mentioned that in some of his talks to the media. So yes, I think he will be ready, and I'm excited to kind of see what he does because he's ready to prove the people who doubted him wrong.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
vamos.
I'm excited about the draft of this year. I like it so much. Players like Hassan Haskins. I'm a fan of Hassan. Traylon Burks. I like Kyle Phillips. Chigosiemo Kwonko. Great tight end. Great speedster. I'm a fan of Roger McCreary from Auburn. Great cornerback, man-to-man coverage like no one in college last year. Jaden Peavy, Haskell Garrett are two rookies undrafted. Are great defensive liners. I'm so excited of these preseason games, like no other. I'm see every Houston Oilers game since 1978
Woo.
when player Campbell.
Yes.
All the games, preseason, season, all the games.
And he looks
I
more
see.
more older.
Yeah.
No, he is right though. Preseason this year, I think, is going to be very exciting. We start in a couple of weeks in Baltimore, and then we have a joint practice with the Bucks, and then we play them, and a joint practice with the Cardinals, and then play them. But like Chig Okonkwo, the tight end, I think he's going to be sneaky good. Like we have a lot of young players that need to step up, but I do think that they're going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I'm
Julio is coming for
Who is
preseason.
for the joint practice. Julio Jones.
Julio Jones is coming for preseason.
who's coming for preseason?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
signed with the
With the
Bucks.
Bucks,
With the
Tampa
Bucks.
Bay Buccaneers.
Oh yes. I think we go to
We-
Baltimore, then we have Tampa Bay come to Nashville for a week, and then play John Robinson's old team, and then Arizona for a week. We'll get to see
Yeah.
Kyler Murray. He just got paid a lot of money,
Yeah.
and that'll be a good practice too because he's so fast and moves around. So we'll get to see. We go Tom Brady to Kyler Murray will be a good warm up for the season.
Different type of style of quarterbacks.
Yes, sir.
One mobile, one throwback quarterback.
Alex says, Nate, so you and your team have anything to do with the Titans app?
Yes, sir. We have a team of people that work on the Titans app. Whatever his follow up question is, let me know what your question is with the app. Yes.
Awesome app.
Well, yes, we do.
We love him. When will the Titans win the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
When?
I
Tell
hope,
us when.
I hope if we win the Super Bowl this year, I will come down. I promise I will fly myself down to party with you guys.
You have to. Beto Gomez, what's happening, brothers Titans? ¿Cómo estás? What's happening, Beto?
Yeah, let's talk about that. If we win the Super Bowl, what would you guys do? What would it mean for you to win the Super Bowl?
I always said, I'm
First
going to get naked at the Independence Angel.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid, I said that. And
Why?
I'm going to do it.
But why?
Somebody
Why
needs to
naked?
film you with the camera.
Well, it's not the people's fault.
Yes.
Because I promised to myself to do that. That's why.
I think I could make a tattoo. Yeah, I don't have any tattoo, but maybe.
Oh
if
yeah, of
the
course.
Titans
Yeah,
win a
with the
Super Bowl,
Lombardi Trophy.
yeah, with the Lombardi Trophy, maybe.
But
for me-
Javier, what are you waiting to win the Super Bowl to do a tattoo? Just
No,
because
with
I
the
don't love
Lombardi.
tattoos.
With the Lombardi.
Honestly, I don't love
Ah.
tattoos, but maybe with a Super Bowl.
just do it, just like that.
no,
But I think
until the Super Bowl.
first of all we need to sell a lot of things to go to the game.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because for
I
us,
might
it's
have
very
to do, and I work for the team. Yes.
for sure.
So expensive. I think where's the Super Bowl this year? Is it Arizona? It's Arizona.
no, Las Vegas.
Glendale, yeah.
Oh, no, Arizona.
Glendale,
Vegas is-
Arizona.
The year after, yes.
For sure, I will cry.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
too.
true.
I will grab the confetti and I will put it in my pocket for you guys. I'll send that some confetti.
Yeah.
That's the another. We can record it. Some other fans will do it in seasons past recording when we won a divisional game, when we won
Yes.
the wildcard game. We should do that here in
Yeah.
Mexico.
I'm gonna take. That's a good idea. No, I think. Did you help lead that?
Sorry?
Que
Did
si
you
tú
help-
puedes
did you
ayudar
help
a hacer
lead
esto.
that?
a
Yeah,
ayudarlo.
yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
We need to do that again. That was fun. I think, and it was again. It showed. It started with this group, and then it went to all the different groups around the world, and I think that helped show the Americans at least. Oh wow, this thing is very big. So yeah, we should do that again. Maybe the start of the season. Maybe that could be fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna type a note out for that right now. It's another good idea.
Absolutely, Nate.
I need to come on the podcast every week. We got good ideas.
You should. We have enough season. We broadcast every Friday, but now it's a special occasion. We broadcast on Wednesday, and when the season starts, we have a show on Wednesday talking about the past game, and on Friday talking about the pregame.
The next game, yeah.
Oh no,
So
I check in every now and then. I get the Facebook notifications, and I'll pop in and check in and see how you do. Yes.
Okay.
Once in a while, we can have just a meeting for brainstorming.
Yes. I like that. I just gotta get my Spanish has to get better. I'm very bad with my Spanish. If you
Or
think
Or
we need
our
to do
English.
In our English have to be better.
You know, Nate, it's your fault. We don't have practice at English because you came every year. You have to came every month at least.
yes.
Every week, not every day.
I will say, you guys are some of my favorite fans. I have a lot of, even some of your listeners will send me, like, I've put it like, where should I go for vacation? And I said, come down here, we'll take care of you. Or they will send me birthday wishes. Or like, I really, really appreciate you guys. You guys are some of my favorite fans, and I really appreciate you.
We love you. We love you, Nate. And if you can come, you can send us something or someone.
Yes. Who needs to be
talk
you
and to improve our English.
Yes, I agree. I'm going to put a note for that too. We really do need to do that. Let's see.
¿Alguna otra cosa que le quieran decir a Nate? Dejen sus preguntas, sigan dejando sus preguntas, están buenísimas todas las que han dejado, así que no dejen de hacerlo.
Cualquier pregunta la pueden hacer en español y ya le decimos a Nate.
Porque cuando tienen a un miembro de una organización como Nate Bain a su poder y para preguntarles lo que sea. I said so many teams in Mexico have their own broadcast, but not so many teams have a member of the organization they cheer that join them. So aprovechenlo.
That's one advantage of being a fan of not a very popular team. No, that is advantage because the team is very close for the fandom. We are seeing that a lot of times that it's one of the advantage of Tennessee Titans that we have like a family because the team is very
small family.
Yeah, it's very care of us, and that is amazing.
Yes, that's my favorite part of this working for this team and being a fan is just what you said. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
And another thing, the year year of Titans. That's so hard to find. Merchandise. Thank you, Riggs. It's so hard to find here in Mexico City. It's so easy than in other cities of the Mexican Republic. We need.
It's not so easy to get merchandise here.
No, it's more easy than the other cities.
Here. Yeah, but it's not.
No.
Because the merchandise here is very expensive, and it's there are not a lot of things
it's not about the price; it's about the quantity. Like,
we
cannot find like a lot of stuff.
No,
like,
and
lucky, you can find a hat.
Yes.
And
the Mariota jersey.
And that's it.
Yes, and that's it. But not the Derrick Henry. You can find a Derrick Henry jersey. You believe that?
Really? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some places they got it, but just a few sizes.
Yes.
In the last 20 years, we could get just Chris Johnson jersey and Mariota jersey.
Yes.
Mariota's everywhere.
That's all. Yeah. It's very hard to get another player jersey here.
For example, I used to live in Toronto like a few years ago. I found more stuff there than here.
Wow.
In Canada.
Huh. Yeah. When you came back from Nashville, did you buy a lot of things and bring them back?
No, just for me.
Oh, no.
Like, no, but I mean like a lot of stuff, but like 2 T-shirts and 2 hats, different hats, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
And it's easier to buy on the NFL shop in Canada than here.
True, probably. And when you order online, it's probably very expensive, right, to ship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We are not so proud about it, but it's maybe sometimes you have to print our merchandise, like Armando T-shirt, or maybe
that's our own merchandise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's very hard. Sometimes you have to pay a lot of taxes or the shipment and sometimes you have to pay the double amount of product because the shipment or taxes is very hard here.
I didn't realize that until I sent some things to some friends in the United Kingdom, and even then they said they had to pay a lot of extra money just to get the things because
Oh yeah,
and everything. And I was like, oh, I did not know that. So that was my American ignorance. So
that's true. Nestor Patiño, a friend who lives in Nashville, sent me a Mariota jersey in 2018, and when the package arrived, I had to pay 3 times the value of the jersey
Yeah, because of taxes.
Yeah.
because the taxes.
Yep.
But
Vamos
now,
con
and now because
Sí.
you said he is wearing an printed T-shirt by himself, I think the FBI is knocking your door. That was a secret.
It was your design because Riggs is our
So I made it.
designer. He made it to us.
I'm a graphic designer, so I help with. I did the logo and all.
I like it.
Vamos con comentarios. Jerry Montoya. Hi, Nate. How's the vibe after the first training day?
Great question. Very good. I think I said it today before I left, so I'm not even lying. One of my favorite or highest vibes since I've been here, which is a lot to say because I think we've had some really good teams, but the guys came out and felt good. They played well. They're all very excited. And it's kind of the most energy I've seen out of this team in a while. So I think this is very exciting. Some of that may be all the new players. I think I saw a stat on Twitter that we're bringing back the second fewest players from the previous year than any team in the NFL. I think we have 25 returning starters, and some of the other teams have like 40, 45 or more. So we're going to have a pretty new team this year as far as starting players, which could be very good or very bad. But I think we'll definitely have some fresh talent, some new people for us to learn. But yeah, vibes are good. Vibes are high.
Nice. Okay. Jerry says again, how can I work for the Tennessee Titans?
Without payment, of course.
I'm interested in that question too.
There are places to see. I mean, there's our websites where we post jobs. But yeah, even find my email address. Send me an email. We'll see what we can do. That's maybe easier. I don't know. He's going to go out and do it right now.
José Saúl Castillo says in Spanish, ¿hay alguna posibilidad esta temporada de usar el uniforme retro de los Oilers? ¿Algún juego? Saludos desde Honduras. He is writing in Honduras. Saludos hasta Honduras, hermano. About the Houston Oilers throwback jersey. Llegaste tarde, hermano, porque tuvimos la primicia hace unos minutos y Nate nos lo dijo. Bueno, ya lo habíamos tenido unos meses atrás con Jim Wyatt. A few months ago, Jim Wyatt said we're going to use them in the 2023 season, but
the helmets. But now we know it's the whole kit.
Nate nos acaba de decir que sí, la próxima temporada, y es un hecho, ya están trabajando con Nike, pero no nos puede decir qué uniforme de los Houston Oilers, nada más. Eso es todo. Alex Ábalos, Armando, para el primer juego de temporada hacemos una bandera de batalla junto con la de México, la grabo y que Nate nos apoye y se hace el video. He says he wants to make a Batalla de Titanes flag and film it in the first, in the opening season. Sí, let's do it.
Yes, I think it's a very good idea.
Vamos a hacerlo, Alex.
Alex, yes. See,
let me show you something, Nate, and go back to the merchandise.
Yes.
I had to make my own pillow.
I love it. Yes,
pillow.
He sleeps every night with him, and he kisses.
Let me take a photo of that. That's great. I'll show Derek. Yes, I love it.
We have to.
That makes you guys that much bigger of fans, and because you're putting so much time and effort into it, and you're making your own gear, and you're finding.
We need to figure it out.
So, I don't want to sound smug, but we are the greatest fans in Latin America. That's for sure. Yeah.
You have your own podcast, and the intro to this podcast alone was amazing. Who did that?
It was. I'm gonna tell you something. We use a song of Tennessee Titans. I don't remember who sang that song, but Facebook said is have
Copyright.
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 The copyright.
And we said let's make our song.
song. Yeah.
We bought a beat, and we said to a rapper, a Mexican rapper, to make a song to us, and to write a letter of Batalla, and it's our own. Yeah, we don't have any problem.
Yes, that was good. I liked it.
Maybe it's not the best song, but it's our song. That's the main thing.
You have Mike Keith in there screaming in there too. It's great. Yeah, I like it.
You're going to hear it in the end of the out.
Yeah.
Sorry, my English. Sorry.
It's good.
Dejen sus comentarios, sigan dejando sus comentarios. Hay que aprovechar a Nate. Nate, you're gonna go now, or you can be here.
It might be time for bed because we have training camp tomorrow. But bring me back for another episode before the year. I'll come often. How about that?
Okay. You tell us when you can be with us before the season starts.
Sure, let's do that. We'll swap more messages and we'll find more time. But I love talking to you guys. But yeah, I'll probably go get ready for bed because we have an early morning for day 2 of training camp. So.
Okay. Pues muchas gracias a todos por sus preguntas. Gracias. De verdad, estuvieron buenísimas. La pasamos muy bien con Nate Bain. Le agradecemos. Thank you so much, Nate. Thank you so much, guys. And
Grateful, man.
nos vemos este viernes en Batalla de Titanes por Máximo Avance. Los queremos mucho. Cuídense. Cuídense mucho. Todavía está feo el bicho y los contagios están por doquier. Les mando un abrazo. Ya saben, Tighten Up.
Thank you, Nate.
Thank you, Nate. We love you so much.
Yes. Hey.
Son los mejor parecidos y recios si se habla de Tennessee Titans. Nadie supera su podcast o cual de Rick Henry arrastrando las marcas. Van titanes mexicanos con el tucho blue elevando las gradas. Y es un tackle defensivo llamado y hicimos que parte tu cara. Fue por ahí de los 60, éramos petroleros de Houston los Oilers. Luego cambiaron el nombre pero no los hombres menos el renombre. Cuida tu línea, cuida tu marca, cuida tu espalda. Llega la barra, un mexa y exacta, Tennessee Titans. Touchdown!